Traffic signals for pedestrians, a complete guide on pedestrian lights. There are often pedestrian traffic lights at crossings in addition to traffic control devices for automobiles. All drivers encounter high-risk situations at intersections, but people trying to cross the street are particularly at risk. Motorists will not be expecting pedestrians to step out into the road while the road is clearly marked "Don't Walk," hence pedestrian signal lights at intersection crosswalks must be respected. How to make advantage of pedestrian crossing lights. Normally, cross-traffic flows are stopped while pedestrians use the crossing by synchronizing traffic lights and pedestrian signals. This does not, however, imply that you can cross at a signalized crossroads without paying attention to the traffic, or that you can utilize the crosswalk carelessly. It is always possible for a driver to disregard the law and proceed past a red light. Additionally, while you are using the crosswalk, cars turning into the street you are crossing can try to drive over it. Even when pedestrian traffic lights indicate that it is safe to cross, all pedestrians must be alert for cars and proceed with caution. Following is the proper way to interpret pedestrian signal lights. 1. A steady walk or a walking figure. The walk signal used at crosswalks for pedestrians is typically white. All pedestrians facing this signal light may start crossing the roadway when it is illuminated. Under a walk signal, pedestrians have the right of way but are still required to use caution when crossing the street. 2. Flashing walk or a picture of a person walking. The pedestrian crossing phase is about to be finished, and a "Don't Walk" sign will soon be visible, according to a flashing walk indicator. When the walk signal is blinking, do not begin crossing the street since you might not have enough time to complete it safely. For the same transitional period, some junctions utilize flashing "Don't Walk" signals, while others do not use any flashing lights at all. 3. Don't walk or a symbol of a flat hand. The majority of these traffic lights are orange. Pedestrians are not permitted to cross the street while a "Don't Walk" or flat palm emblem is present. When confronting this signal light, pedestrians must wait on the sidewalk for the walk signal before moving forward. Traffic lights that count down. In addition to flashing walk or "Don't Walk" signals, intersections with high pedestrian traffic frequently incorporate countdown signal lights. A countdown will start when the walk signal starts to flash, showing how many seconds are left in the pedestrian crossing phase. As soon as the countdown signal reaches 0, the "Don't Walk" or flat hand signal will be visible. If a countdown indicator tells you that you have a short time left to complete crossing the street, you might want to move a little more quickly to ensure that you get to the opposing curb in time. Sound signals. You might come across pedestrian lights that are accompanied by an audio signal, such a high-pitched beeping sound, in congested urban or residential neighborhoods. To help blind and visually impaired pedestrians cross the street, audio and visual signals are coordinated. Walking phases. A special kind of crossing called pedestrian scrambles are pedestrian phases. A succession of crosswalks at an intersection with pedestrian phases enable pedestrians to move from one curb to any other curb at the intersection. Included in this will be a lengthy, diagonal crosswalk that cuts a passage directly across the middle of the primary intersection. At these locations, all crosswalks will simultaneously display the walk or walking person symbol during the scramble phase, and all lanes of traffic will be stopped by a red light. Crosswalks. On-demand crosswalks have traffic signals that are partially controlled by pedestrians rather than by the volume of vehicles or a preset cycle. This kind of crosswalk aids in maintaining the best possible flow of traffic through an intersection because fewer automobiles will be forced to stop unless there are pedestrians waiting to cross the street. Pedestrians must touch a button that is posted near the curb at an on-demand crossing to signal the traffic management system that they are waiting to utilize the crosswalk. A walk indication will either emerge more quickly, last longer, or both as a result of this. When attempting to cross the street, always look for an on-demand button. Not using pedestrian signals. A controlled crossroads without pedestrian traffic lights requires drivers and pedestrians to follow the same red, yellow, and green traffic signals. Crossing without pedestrian signal lights requires extra caution. There are no traffic or pedestrian signal lights at uncontrolled crossroads. The majority of states mandate that drivers stop or yield to pedestrians at designated and unmarked crosswalks. Remember that not all drivers will observe this right-of-way law, and that a distracted motorist might miss you waiting to cross the street. Pedestrians cannot count on automobiles to slow down or yield in order to cross safely. When using a crosswalk at an uncontrolled intersection, Pedestrians must either wait for a safe lull in the flow of traffic or until a car signals that they are safe to cross. In the latter case, make sure to look both ways for moving vehicles before stepping outside onto the street. It is always safer to cross at junctions when pedestrian signal lights are in operation, if at all possible.